What is narration? Narration is assimilating information and then retelling it. In other words, your child needs to be given the opportunity to gather information, whether it's a video, a reading out of a book, or a text to read themselves. Then they need to listen, read, and absorb the information in their very own brain, and afterwards retell or write down what they understand about what they learned. That is the art of narration. Narration can be done in a variety of ways, depending on the subject as well as the learning style of your child. First, children are introduced to verbal narration. This is where children talk spontaneously about what they remember, what they liked, and what they understood the lesson to be in a conversational and an informal way. No written notes, no pictures to remember, no reviewing, and no rereading. Grade R should be able to narrate a minimum of 3 facts, building up 2 facts every year, and by grade 4 the narration will only be written, as they should be more comfortable with writing by then. Writing is introduced in grade R as copying. This is where the kids copy a sentence off the board. Later they start writing their own sentences. In grade 1, they write 1 to 2 sentences with some assistance. Grade 2s should write at least 2 unassisted. Grade 3s start writing 3 to 5 facts. Grade 4s write paragraphs. And grade 5s and 6s should be starting to fill a page. By the exit test, they should be able to write an essay solely from memory. Children should be able to draw a picture about each concept and should be able to draw and label diagrams. Grade R to 3 mainly copy the diagrams and labels, and in grade 4 they start labeling using keywords. And by their exit exam, they would be able to draw the diagram and label it completely from memory. We can narrate using sculptures and art to relay more visual concepts like geography's landforms and volcanoes, anatomy's nerve cells, digestive systems and bones, and biology's biomes and animals and anything else you can imagine. In science, we learn by doing experiments, and this may require time, money and loads of patience. But doing is the absolute best way to learn, especially when it comes to science, technology and physics. Drama is a great narration tool and can be incorporated anywhere, from pretending to be a leader of a certain country during a specific period in history to filming a documentary about the new species of animal we're learning about in biology. It's all fun and games, and no one is going to forget that time that they dressed up or pretended to be Albert Einstein working on radioactivity, or Mary Curie when she discovered radium and polonium. Many homeschooling parents do not realize just how powerful narration is as a tool to learning, but once you understand the educational leverage it provides, you'll want to exploit it to the full in your homeschooling journey. Why implement narration in the homeschool? The answer is simple. It meets every requirement for effective learning you would want your child to have. First and foremost, it provides multiple daily opportunities for you as the parent or teacher to grow the habit of paying attention in your child. Your child is being honed for adulthood and good citizenship. Perfect attention and absolute recollection are an asset to society, in the life of church, in employment and in business, and in the nation. It provides your child with daily opportunities to express themselves, orally and in written form, about the discoveries they make in their studies. It introduces your child gently to the values of integrity and accountability. When they know that they will have to give account at the end of every lesson about what they have understood, they learn to apply themselves to concentrating and to remembering. And it activates the brain's capability for retention and recall, beyond the walls of the classroom. It is important to note that the curriculum is designed in such a way that your child builds their knowledge year by year. The first year, they build the foundation for each concept. Then the idea is to build onto each concept every year after that, which is why you will find that the same concepts repeat year in and year out with different textbooks, because no one can remember everything there is to remember about a subject in one single sitting. The repetition builds your child's confidence in the concepts and adds to their knowledge base every year. For example, let's say that I learned that I have a brain this year. Next year, I might remember that it is part of my nervous system. And the year after that, I retain that I have nerves, and that when we make a clay model out of it, it looks a bit like an octopus. And then the next year, when I need to draw it, I can do it because I can remember what the basic shape is. And the next year, I will be able to label the nerve, and I know what it does without having to reread or review my lessons. Eventually, I will be able to write a complete essay about a concept using all the knowledge that I have retained in my head without consulting a textbook, a video, or the internet. When doing narration, these are the things that we should avoid. Second chances. Everybody's been there. Oh no, you can't remember anything? That's okay, listen to the video again. But what did that teach your child? They learned that they don't have to pay attention. They don't have to be accountable for their own work. And it's okay not to try and retain, and they were able to try again anyway. There should be no second chances. Once a child realizes that they can read the passage again or watch the video again, then they will not try to remember anything. They will not apply themselves to concentrating or remembering anything. Why? I can just rewind and listen again. And when they do this, did they truly retain anything? Did they really understand the lesson? Writing for them. Oh no, you can't spell yet. Oh, you're having trouble building sentences. Let me write it for you. It's the same thing anyway. It's not the same thing. The only child that should be copying sentences is a grade R and the first few months of grade 1. From then on, they should be writing their very own sentences. It's the only way they will learn. They can't express themselves in their own words when someone else is writing for them. And they lose accountability because they are not completing their own work. Think about it for a second. If you are always tying their shoelaces for them, why should they bother learning to tie it for themselves? And then pausing the video. This is more common with the bigger kids. Oh, I can't even try to remember all of that. I know, I'll listen until I hear a fact, then pause the video, write it down, and then do it over and over until I have 5 facts. That's a plan. That one damages all 4 the pillars that narration builds. They lose the habit of paying attention, and you forget how to concentrate. They use the teacher's words to complete their narration, and they don't get to use their own voice to express themselves. Their integrity is broken, because now they're not only using their teacher's words, but they are saying that they remembered all of those facts after the lesson without help, and they think it's okay when it's not. They lose their capability to retain information, and by the next day, they've already forgotten what they learnt about yesterday. But these things make it easier, and I like it when it's easy. Who loses in this situation? Does the teacher lose? No. Does the parent lose? A little bit, but not. The children are the ones that will write that exit exams by themselves. There will be no teacher, no parent. They have to spell themselves, write their own sentences. There will be no video to rewind. There will be no rereading to be done. There will be no second chances. In closing, We need to remember that narration is a great tool that will teach our kids a lot of things, but we need to use it properly and avoid all the pitfalls in order to help them achieve the greatness that we want them to achieve. Thank you for listening.